Good morning, BookTube, YouTube. This is Johnny. I'm in my main study. I'm going to make a video. It is December the 5th, 2020. It is 8:19 in the morning. It is a Saturday here in West Michigan. It is a cold day. It's 32 degrees. It's cold, but it's not snowing, which is a blessing. We do not look forward to snow, but right now it doesn't look like there's going to be snow, and at least not next week. Maybe some flurries, maybe some ice rain. What I want to do in this video is that this week I bought a lot of used books at thrift stores. Now, first of all, it was the other day, my wife was out doing errands, and she stopped at a thrift store called Ditto's. It was on the 2nd of December, and she went there because she had like a $5 coupon. So she went to Ditto's, which is a large thrift store, and they sell, all the money goes to Christian schools here in this area where we live. And she was at Ditto's, and when she got home, she told me that they had a lot of history books. And she had taken a photo of the section on history at Ditto's on her cell phone. She showed me the photos. And I looked at the photos and I said, I have to go buy those books. So a lot of these books, history books, I'm going to first show those. Now, I did buy, before Ditto's, I had bought some thrift store books from different other thrift stores. I'll show those last. What I'm going to show now are the history books primarily that I got at Ditto's on the 2nd of December. There's a lot of them. Now, I'm not sure if I'll get to the thrift store books that I got at different thrift stores before Ditto's. Put those down here so get them out of the way. So what I'm going to do in this video is primarily show you the history books that I found at Ditto's on December the 2nd. There's a lot of them. And I got all these books for $20, which was really amazing when you see the variety of these history books. As you know, I primarily collect biographies, memoirs, and letters, but I do like history. If I can come across good history books, I'll buy them. So I'm just going to go through, show you the history books, and maybe I won't show the thrift store books, which is an odd assortment of history, fiction, all kinds of things, but these are primarily history books. And this is the first one. This is The Founders and Finance: How Hamilton, Gallatin, and Other Immigrants Forged a New Economy, by Thomas K. McGraw. Now, a lot of these books I got at Ditto's seem to be in the world of finance, so the person who donated the books must have been into finance or economy, but they're all in perfect condition. They don't even look hardly read. This book goes for $35. I got it for $2. And then there was this book at Ditto's, An Empire on the Edge: How Britain Came to Fight America, by Nick Bunker. Once again, this is in perfect condition, deckled edges. This book goes for $30. It was $2. It's in perfect condition. Beautiful book. Let me put these down here. And then I picked up this biography on Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Traitor to his class. I had this already, but it was only $2 in perfect condition. Mine was a little bit more used. It looks just brand new. This goes for $40, and it was a Pulitzer Prize finalist. It's by H.W. Brandes. Got it for $2. Then I picked up The 5 Days in London, May 1940 by John Lucas. I had this already, but I have not been able to find my copy of it. And I collect his writings, John Lucas. This is a book called Inventing Freedom, How the English-Speaking Peoples Made the Modern World by Daniel Hannan. This book was underlined, which I didn't know when I bought it, but I can live with it. It's only, this book was $1. Then I bought Nation of Deadbeats, An Uncommon History of America's Financial Disasters by Scott Reynolds Nelson. Once again, this looks at the history of America's financial disasters. It just looks interesting. I like looking at the history of America, of how, the Great Depression, how all these different economic disasters throughout American history, and that goes into it, A Nation of Deadbeats. Then I picked up Catastrophe, 1914, Europe Goes to War by Max Hastings. I just showed you a Max Hastings book that I got last week, The Infernal on the Second World War. This is on the First World War by Max Hastings. Perfect condition. Doesn't even look red. Got it for $2. It goes for $35. And then I picked up A Splendid Exchange, How Trade Shaped the World by William G. Bernstein. Pursuit of Glory, The 5 Revolutions That Made Modern Europe, 1648 to 1815 by Tim Blanning. Now, it says here in the back of this book, between the end of the 30 Years' War and the Battle of Waterloo, Europe underwent an extraordinary transformation that saw 5 modern world's great revolutions: scientific, industrial, American, French, and Romantic. In this long-awaited addition to the Penguin's History of Europe series, Tim Blanning brilliantly investigates the forces that transformed Europe from a medieval society into a vigorous powerhouse of the modern world. So I got that. And then I picked up Symphony for the City, the Dead of the Dead, Dmitri Shostakovich and the Siege of Leningrad by M.T. Anderson. Can't pronounce the Russians, forgive me. But this was $1. And then I picked up The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, A History of Nazi Germany by William A. Schneider. I had also picked up his other book this week, The Nightmare Years, 1930 to 1940 by William Schneider. So now I have both of them. I already have these in my library, our library, but I couldn't resist them. And then I picked up at Ditto's The Unmaking of the Middle East, History of Western Disorder in Arab Lands by Jeremy Salt. They had several Civil War books but I have so many Civil War books that I didn't take all of them. I just took one out from Dittos. The Fall of the House of Dixie, The Civil War and the Social Revolution That Transformed the South by Bruce Levine. And then I picked up The Price of Inequality, How Today's Divided Society Endangers Our Future by Joseph E. Stiglitz. This is it. He's an economist, won the Nobel Prize in Economics. And then I picked up a memoir. This is not history, it's not nonfiction, it's a memoir. Strange Piece of Paradise, A Return to the American West to Investigate My Attempted Murder and Solve the Riddle of Myself by Terry Janzit. So now I'm going to show you the books I got before Dittos from last week. My wife picked up this book, Hemingway on the China Front, His World War II Spy Mission with Martha Gellhorn by Peter Morari. This is a little biography on George Washington. Washington, the Indispensable Man by James Thomas Flexer. This is a Chuck Palahniuk, Stranger Than Fiction, True Stories. I already had this in our library, so I had this one also, so I'll give these away. Then The Beauty and the Sorrow, Intimate History of the First World War by Peter England. Jefferson and Hamilton, The Rivalry That Forged the Nation by John Fearing. Stavisky's Lunch. This is a biography by Drusilla Monskiske, Two Women Painters and the Claims of Life and Art. This is a novel by an Australian writer, Patrick White, The Talbourne Affair, a novel. I already had this in our library, so I'll give this one away. This is another novel, historical fiction, We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. I got this at Salvation Army. Most of these used books I got at Salvation Army. The Sky, the Stars, and the Wilderness novellas by Rick Bass. I had this also in our library, so I'll give this one away. I collect Rick Bass. I have almost all his books. This is another novel by Scott Spencer. This is a novel, River Under the Road. I just picked up his novel, Endless Love. So I picked this one up at, I think I got this at Salvation Army too. I got this at Goodwill, Life, Death, and Entertainment in the Roman Empire, edited by D.S. Potter and M.J. Mattingly. This is another novel by Richard Rusko. You know, he's one of my favorite American writers. I had this already in our library, so I'll give this one away. Chances are. Yeah, Richard Rusko is one of my favorite American writers, especially his novel Empire Falls, Nobody's Fool, Everybody's Fool, Nobody's Fool, Cape Cod Magic. I really enjoy all his writings, Richard Rusko. And then lastly, this historical novel by Courting Mr. Lincoln. This is by Louis Bayard. I have 3 other novels, historical fiction novels by him. Courting Mr. Lincoln. So those are all the thrift store books, historical books I got at Dittos this week. And now I can get these down on the lower level and get them out of the study. Find a place for them down on the lower level. So yeah. And I don't know if I'll be going anywhere this week. Now, I would not have gone to thrift stores because of the COVID plague raging throughout the country. But when my wife showed me that photo of those books she saw at Ditto's, I had to go buy them because they'd be gone. And I like history books. I like having them in our library for reference. If I'm reading something, I can have other books to look at on the subject matter. And so yeah, so that's why I get these things. And plus, you can't beat the price. I mean, all these books I spent $30 for, at least $30, and you know, that's almost over 30 books. So it's like $1 a piece for a book, and the only thing you have to worry about is that where am I going to put them? Where am I going to put them? As far as my diary this morning, I'm on page 1167 on this Saturday. Saturday is, of course, college football. Tomorrow is professional football. I don't have anything coming in the mail. I did have a book come in the mail yesterday, last night, which I'll show in a future video. And that's about it. So I'm going to sign off. This is getting to be a very long. I know I showed a lot of books. If you got any questions about the books, usually I list the books in the bottom of the video, and you can always see my books in my online diary, Crooked Fingers, if you want to know my day-to-day reading life as a Christian bookworm. So yeah, like I said, in the mornings I'm still kind of bummed out or mentally exhausted, and so I haven't been reading anything except I have been reading Dionysian the Carthusians, his treatise on contemplation, reading the Bible and First Kings in the Old Testament, and writing in my diary, and just going through existence, floating on the death flow. So I thank you for all the comments. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for the new subscribers. I do pray that you're having a good weekend. And until next time, bye.